wasn't going to make a Valentine's video this year. I didn't make one last year. I made one the year before, but I had thought that one through because I had the cool, you know, I'm going to make the ready or not wedding dress. I'm going to make the wedding dress on Valentine's Day, and then I'll do the wrecking of the wedding dress for Halloween so that I can have like a two-parter thing. I didn't have any inspiration to make an outfit. I didn't have anything that I wanted to make for Valentine's Day that made sense with what I make normally and the content that the costumes I wanted to make, or the content that I wanted to put out. I wasn't going to make a Valentine's video this year. As I explained, this wasn't in the category for things that I was going to do this year. Until I saw the trailer for Wuthering Heights. I think there's a movie out about it already, and I've not watched it. There is a book, I've not read it. But I like Margot Robbie, so I watched this trailer that has her in, and I thought, damn, those outfits, I can make them. I can make some of them. And then I saw what day it came out. And you'll 100% guess, but you'll never guess what day it says that it was coming out on. February the 13th, technically speaking. But advertised as movie coming out Valentine's Day. Literally in the official trailer it says coming this Valentine's Day. I think there's only 2 trailers. I watched both the trailers. And I looked at all the outfits and I thought, which one of these outfits do I want to make? Which of these outfits can I make? Which of these is plausible? And I put it down to one outfit. This outfit. There's something about this outfit that appeals to me. So I saw this outfit and then we saw the close-up of it, and it spoke to me from the trailer and said, please make me. So I listened to it speaking to me and I made it, which is why you're here, because I've made this dress. And I'm actually really happy with how it turned out. So you're going to have to wait to the end though to see how that's turned out. The movie's not out yet. So we are having to put up with screenshots from the trailer. And the screenshots aren't the best, so if there is slight inconsistencies or if it kind of looks a bit terrible comparatively to the movie, remember I had 3 screenshots and I will show you the 3 screenshots that I had. And I think I've done pretty good considering. We should actually now get to the video so that we can watch this video and then you can watch the movie, or you can watch the movie and then watch this video. Think, oh, I really like that dress in the scene that happened on screen. I want to make that. How can I make that? Oh, random goth girl, she's made it. Perfect. I'll watch that. All of that being said, on to the video. Today is day 1 on my, 10-day thing. So I ordered some curtains yesterday that will be the skirt. Hopefully they're coming in time, but in theory as well, even if they don't come on time and I have to make them on the day, making a skirt is probably going to be the easiest part of this outfit. So that doesn't matter if I get it in a week. I am going to start off with the bodice piece. I also ordered a white bedsheet. That is coming tomorrow. First comes to first. That's not a sentence. It technically is a sentence, but that's not a saying. First things first. That's what the saying is. I'm going to make a bodice, because regardless of anything, he has a red bodice piece that I can utilise, I can make it. Definitely has to be made. So I'm going to do that, and let's go to voice over me. So I got a corset shirt that I have made previously, and I put it on the red fabric that I had. I had to make sure that I did it in a way because I didn't have very much red fabric left. So I did it in a way that I could make 4 layers of this fabric so that I could have a
2 back panels and 2 front panels. I ended up trying it on, but didn't show you guys me trying it on, just to make sure that it fit, though it didn't matter particularly if it was slightly more agaped in the front, just because of the nature of her shirt. So I did this, and then I sewed it together. So I was going to quite simply cut this. I was going to do what I normally do when I have a project, and I was going to cut the elastic, and then I would have just the plain fabric without the elasticatedness of it. However, if you look at her dress, it looks like that. So I think I'm gonna actually utilise the elastic. Once we've done that, I can then pin it onto here. I can then sew it onto here, because this needs to be sewed before I can add the red tuffle bits. So let's mutilate a bedsheet, shall we? So I got the bedsheet and I cut a rectangle out of said bedsheet, obviously, and I made sure that the elastic part would be at the top so that it looked like the ruffles of her undershirt. I then sewed the white piece and the red piece together with how I would any other 2 pieces of fabric to make a garment. However, because this bit then made it look like, 1, that I was a knockoff Pokemon, and 2, that it was all one shirt, I then folded a small little layer of the red shirt over the top and did a top stitch so that it looked like it was a shirt over the top of an undershirt rather than one single garment. So I knew that I wanted to make the sleeves from the same sheet, so I cut the elastic off of said sheet, and I then proceeded to use the elastic all the way around the top of the red part of the shirt to make it look like the ruffles of her undershirt peeking through. If you can hear noises, my kitten is currently playing in my bedroom, so ignore that. So I got the little red fabric that I had left. I ended up cutting out 6 pieces. I cut out 2 slightly bigger pieces and then 4 slightly smaller pieces. Sewed the 2 bigger pieces together, sewed so that I had a pair of smaller pieces. I then proceeded to sew them onto the bodice piece. Again, on the white bit, I sewed a top stitch so that it looked like it was an undershirt. It's looking pretty good. It's not the best, but I think it will look good when I actually put it on me, when I add the sleeves and all of that. So at the moment it again just looks a bit like a knockoff Pokemon cosplay. Due to the short period of time and the fact that I'm really bad at thinking through my things and I'm very impulsive and just decided, hey, this would be a good idea, I don't have very big buttons because I didn't think this through. I'm going to see if they have them on Amazon this size and in white. If not, I have these buttons, which are, they're not as big, but they are the biggest buttons that I have, and I feel like they will do. So this is future editing me, and I completely forgot to explain any more about the buttons. So I found a 12-pack on Amazon that was next day delivery for, I think it was about £3 or something. And they're slightly smaller than what I wanted. I wanted them to be 4 centimetres, and these are 3 centimetres. However, they are also patterned because the plain white ones were so much more expensive and also smaller. So I got these ones. However, the backs of them are white. So what I did was I got them, I turned them around, and then I painted the star symbol thing on the back of them. If I then later down the line decide that I want to use the buttons for a different use for the flowery side, I can quite simply cut them off this garment and then repurpose them. Finish as much of the top that I can, because then I can literally just put on the buttons as soon as they arrive, and then I know that the top part is done. So I'm going to do the sleeves, and I hate doing sleeves, so this is going to be fun.
So the past couple of times that I've made sleeves or made a shirt, I have been tracing one of my already existing shirts, but this is the first time that I've ever free-handed a sleeve, and I'm actually really happy with how it turned out. I'm pretty impressed with myself and my skills, I'm not gonna lie. Shirt completely done until I get the buttons. The shirt is done. I've done top stitching here so it looks like this is an undershirt more. I've done the sleeves, I've hemmed the sleeves, all of that good stuff. The only thing that I need now is the buttons, and then once the buttons have arrived I will attach them here and I'll add the bit of string and all of that good stuff. So I'm very excited because I ordered these curtains. I wasn't expecting them until Tuesday at the earliest, and they came yesterday, which was Saturday. So I'm very happy that they're here, which means I get to make the skirt earlier. However, my brain capacity has kind of pooped out, so I'm gonna actually have a break quickly and I'm probably gonna edit rather than make the skirt. So I have two curtains and I think I'm gonna only use one for this outfit because they're quite big, so I think I only need one, and it means that I get to use the material from the other one for a different project. The benefit of using a curtain means that it's already been hemmed and sewed on the edges and everything, so I tried to utilise this by making the bottom of the curtain the already existing then hem at the bottom of the skirt. I then had a lot of fun painting the red stripe on. However, in hindsight, I should have done this after I sewed it up just because it didn't match, and then I had to get rid of excess fabric that I could have utilised if I had already sewn it up. But I'm really happy with how this looks. I painted the stripes on and I then sewed it together and I added a bit of elastic around the waist. This is the most comfortable curtain I've ever worn. I made my carry dress from curtain. I made my second Bridgerton my second Bridgerton dress from curtain. This is also from curtain and I was expecting it to be uncomfortable. I had it fully in my head that I would be itchy around here. Honestly, this is extremely comfortable. So I'm working tomorrow. I've got Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday to model this, make an intro and edit this. I think I can do that. I have high confidence that I can do that. I've got all of that. So I think for you, it's montage time.